Here's how I stopped my dog from pulling on the leash. Before diving into the methods that will stop your dog from pulling on the leash, let's take a quick look at why dogs pull to begin with. As with many other behaviors, understanding why dogs pull on the leash to begin with, and how we may be inadvertently encouraging it, can make managing the behavior easier. Your dog doesn't pull on the leash because they're trying to be dominant, they do it because it works. If your dog has always pulled on leash, it's going to be a hard habit to break. If you're consistent, you can break the habit, and over time you can put an end to all that pulling by showing your dog that walking by your side is much more rewarding. The theory is that your dog will learn that pulling means you're gonna pause the walk, therefore he won't pull anymore. Do you know what happened when I tried that with my excitable dog that was already used to pulling on leash? She pulled even harder to get where she wanted to go and got frustrated when I wouldn't move. When it comes to keeping your dog from pulling on the leash, you're going to have to find a method that motivates your dog. Pick one walking method and stick with it. The first tip when it comes to teaching your dog not to pull on the leash is picking one walking method and being consistent. You need to teach your dog what behavior is acceptable on a walk, so figuring out how you want your dog to walk and being consistent with that goal is the quickest way to get there. My favorite method when it comes to teaching your dog not to pull on the leash is one I call the cheater method, using a front clip harness. Using a front clip harness is one of my favorite dog walking tips for that very reason. It's a nice simple way to help reset your dog's leash manners if you haven't been using one. Your dog will start to associate the harness with loose leash walking. Whatever method you end up using to keep your dog from pulling on the leash, the most important thing to remember is that you have to keep your dog motivated. Giving your dog something positive for a certain behavior will encourage them to repeat that behavior, and loose leash walking is no exception. So when you start teaching your dog how to walk on a leash, remember to use treats to encourage them to follow